Namaskar, Swagatam. We would like to welcome you all on Independent Research Society's AYUSH SAMRIDDHI, the journey of excellence, innovation, inspiration, and communication. From this journey has some of the difference between next gen and senior experts because we are learning various new activities, innovations from our seniors as well as juniors. So today we have excellent speakers, Father Augustine, Dr. Basil, Dr. Vasudha. Vasudha is first time on our platform. We welcome Dr. Vasudha. Welcome you. So now I would like to request Professor Vishnu Prasad Sharma ji, ex-principal, Government Ayurvedic College, Guwahati, and President Vishwa Ayurved Parishad, Assam, for his welcome blessings. Welcome.
Namaskar. Good evening to everybody. Respected distinguished guests and speaker, ladies and gentlemen. I, Professor Dr. Vishnu Prasad Sharma, welcome all of you to this evening webinar on combat sickness by AYUSH, most important subject. In this evening webinar, we have eminent speaker. I want to welcome Dr. Augustine Justin. Next, Dr. Basil S.V. Cardozo. Next, I want to welcome Professor S. Nefis Ben. Next, I want to Dr. Vasudha G. Austika. Namaskar. I welcome all the eminent speakers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to this evening important webinar on combat sickness by AYUSH. Thank you. Namaskar. Over to Pavanji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I welcome Dr. Nafisa Banoji. Namaskar. Namaskar, madam. Welcome. Swagatam. Madam Nafis ji is also from Bhopal. She is head of the department in Unani College. So we welcome you all. Now I would like to request, just for a preamble, again I am repeating my words. This day, the day of the sick, was started by Pope John Paul II to care for with mercy to the patients. So this is also a unique day to celebrate. And today we are fortunate that World Unani Day is also there. So from 8 p.m. we will be starting on the same link, same Zoom link. YouTube will be different, but Zoom link will be same. And we will be starting Unani Day celebration. So thank you very much, madam, for joining us. And Agnihotri sir, welcome.
Thank you, Professor Pavan Sharma ji, and namaskar. Welcome to all the guest speakers and also the dignitaries present in our webinar platform. Well, we have been informed that today, internationally, it is decided to celebrate the Sickness Day as such, and it has been decided by the Vatican City Lord, I can say, Pope John Paul II. So the concept behind it is something to save the humanity from the diseases. So as much we will be aware about the diseases, we will be in position to save the persons or the patients. So indirectly, if we say that it reflects back the responsibility to all the pathy doctors, physicians, clinicians, surgeons, and caretakers to see that how much services they can render in the favor of the suffering humanity. So a great thinking, a great concept or platform or foundation behind it, that who will think of the sufferers. So diseased persons are to be taken care of with the intimacy, with the familyhoodship, and also with the support of medicines. So great thinking. And since it is being introduced or promoted by Vatican City Pope John Paul II, so naturally the upper hand is supposed to be of the great preacher of Christianity. So in that way, we are lucky enough to have Father Justin is with us. So he will definitely give us a lot of information and increase our knowledge.
Dr. Basil Cardozo, sir, from Goa.
And Dr. Basil Cardozo, sir, is also with us. So these great personalities will enlighten us and increase our knowledge regarding the establishment of this day and how we are supposed to extend our services for especially the suffering humanity, and also the ways and means and how they are doing or what are their instructions to us all. This we will be going to receive this all information from our today's guest speakers. So with these words, I welcome them all and also return back the mic to Professor Pawan Sharma ji for the further proceedings. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, sir. I am really grateful to Father. I communicate my sincere thanks and regards to Father Augustine Arul Rajji. Thank you very much. He has taken trouble to record the video as he has today the prayer, evening prayer. So he has recorded the video and sent to us as his blessings. Thank you, Father. Thank you very much.
I would like to thank the organizing committee for inviting me to share some of my reflection on the topic Be Merciful to the Sick. Let me begin to share my reflection on this topic. Be merciful to the sick. History and significance. In the year 1992, Pope John Paul II established the World Day of the Sick. The World Day of the Sick was established to provide Catholics who were sick and suffering with more than faith and hope. On this day, people all over the world take the time to pray for the sick and their caretakers. This day is celebrated by religious organizations in order to provide medicine, food, and spiritual guidance to the sick. Why this day? February 11th was chosen for the awareness event because it was Our Lady of Lourdes Memorial Day. You might be wondering, what is this Our Lady of Lourdes? To put it more simply, the mother of Jesus, Mary, appeared in a vision to 3 small children who were grazing their goats. And she appeared in France, the place called Lourdes. Since she appeared to them at the place of Lourdes, we call her by name Our Lady of Lourdes. Before I could proceed further, let us clarify the term, what is mercy? The word mercy comes from the Latin word misericordia. This is a combination of 2 words. Miserere means to have pity on or compassion for. And the second word is cordis. Cor means heart. Cordis means of the heart. Say that mercy is having compassion on someone with all one's heart. Mercy according to Jesus. One of the most important ministries of Jesus was to heal and be merciful to the sick. The following verses is taken from Gospel of Luke chapter 4 verses 15 to 19. In fact, Jesus, when he began his public ministry, what do I mean by public ministry? Jesus till the age of 30 was at home helping his parents, and he was learning many things from the society. From the age of 30 to 33, that is 3 years, he was doing the public ministry. So when he began his public ministry, he took up a manifesto, a mission or vision statement. It runs quite big, but I would like to only highlight one word here, one phrase here, and recovery of the sight to the blind. This signifies that he intended to care for the sick and be merciful to them. And throughout the public life of Jesus, we see that he is extremely merciful to the sick and to the poor. In the Gospels, that is Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, they are called as the biography, not a biography, I would say. The life of Jesus, the public life of Jesus is given there in 4 different ways. In all those pages you will see Jesus was healing many people who are sick. For example, the mother of Saint Peter, mother-in-law of Saint Peter was sick with fever. He cured her. There was a paralytic man. He cured her. There was a blind man. There was a deaf man. There was a dumb man. Jesus was able to cure them all. There was a lady who was possessed by a demon. Jesus was able to cure. There was another lady who was suffering from hemorrhage more than 12 years. Jesus was able to cure her. Jesus not only cured the physical sickness, Jesus also cured mental sickness and psychological sickness. There are empty number of examples in the Bible. It all shows that he was kind, he was merciful to the sick. Why? In fact, Jesus even said to his disciple to be merciful. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. This is also another criteria to choose his disciple. Jesus clearly said that if we are not merciful to the sick, we cannot enter into heaven. In fact, Matthew chapter 25 would speak of the last judgment, where God would divide people to 2 categories of people, so one on the right, another one on the left. And he will be quoting many examples. For example, I was thirsty, you did give. For example, if he were to look at the right side, he would say, I was thirsty, he gave me water to drink. I was in the prison, he came to visit me. I was in the hospital, you came to visit me. I was naked, you clothed me. I was an orphan, you took me into your home. All this he would say. Then the people, righteous people who were present at the right side would ask, when did we do all this? Then Jesus would say, whatever you did to the least of your brothers and sisters, you have done to me. So in that, one of the important phrases that we need to underline is, I was sick and you looked after me. Therefore, here Jesus identifies himself with all the sick people. So whatever we do to the sick people, we do to Jesus himself. Now, why do we need to be merciful to the sick? Jesus says in the Gospel of John, I came that they may have life and have it in abundantly. So even the sick person has dignity, and he or she has a right to live, and they are to be respected. They have life. We who are well must take care and be merciful to the sick, because it is our duty to care and be merciful to the less privileged people and the creation. Pope Francis, when he wanted to give a theme for this year, he said, illness is part of human condition. Yet if illness is experienced in isolation and abandonment, unaccompanied by care and compassion, it can become inhumane. So, we Christians strongly believe that all humans are created in the image and likeness of God. Hence, we ought to care for our brothers and sisters, especially those who are sick and aged. If we cannot love our brothers and sisters who are visible, then we can never love God who is invisible. For God who is invisible loves us, or loves me, through the visible brothers and sisters. Hence, if I have to love God, I have to love my brothers and sisters. Only through my loving relationship with them, I can be in a loving relationship with God. Therefore, it is my duty to love my brother and sister. Therefore, the only way to love God is to care for others, especially sick, who need our love and affection. Today, most of the sickness are due to lack of love and affection. Our love and affection are most beautiful and pure gift we can offer to others. The icon of service to the sick is our Mother Teresa. She lived in our land, she lived in our century, and she is par excellence in this area of service to the poor. So let's see what she had to say to us. At the end of life, God will judge our life not by our victories, but by the acts of mercy that we did to the least and the last. Then she would say again, if you have a sick or lonely person at home, be there. Maybe just to hold a hand, maybe just to give a smile. That is the greatest, the most beautiful work. My dear brothers and sisters who are listening to this little reflection of mine, I will earnestly request you all to care for the sick and the lonely. It is because those are the persons who need extra love. The extra love that we give in silence, unnoticed to the dying person, will be seen by God, and God will reward us in a greater manner. With these few words, I would once again take another opportunity to thank the organizing committee and all those who are present here, and a big word of thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Father. Thank you very much for your blessings and initial introduction. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. You have taken trouble for us, and this is your mercy to the society. Definitely, we would like to congratulate you. Thank you, and communicate our gratitude to you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to request Dr. Basil Cardojo. Welcome, Dr. Basil. Dr. Basil Cardojo, I hope, disconnected. Dr. Basil,
Welcome,
yes.
sir.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. Your voice, you are mute, Dr. Basil. Kindly unmute yourself. Your audio has not joined. I am sorry for this technical glitch. I hope Dr. Basil will be joining. Dr. Basil has joined, but audio is not connected. Am I audible to you, Dr. Basil? Dr. Basil is unable to connect the audio in the meantime. Dr. Basil? Welcome, welcome, Dr. Basil. Welcome. Kindly unmute yourself. You are mute. Welcome.
Yes, welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, is my presentation visible?
No,
Share screen. Yeah.
please share. Yes. Welcome, sir.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, one and all. Well, today I'm here to speak on combat sickness by Ayush. So it's a very familiar topic to all of y'all. And let me first start with today's date, the World Day for the Sick. And Father Augustine has already explained why it is celebrated today in details. On the February of 11th, it was established by Pope John Paul II in the year 1992. The aim was to draw attention to the sick and their caregivers and to highlight the redemptive value of human suffering. The message for this year's 30th World Day of the Sick is be merciful, even as your Father is merciful. That's a quote from Luke, verse 6, verse number 36. Standing beside those who suffer on the path of charity. Now, what are the aims of Ayurveda and how does it become important in today's era? Swasthasya swastha rakshanam and aturasya vikar parimokshanam are two very important things that Ayurveda has to talk about. Now, when we are looking at these factors, what we need to know is that when our contemporary sciences, the modern medicine just talks about vikar prashamanam, what Ayurveda has to give in detail is also about swastha rakshanam. That is about maintaining health first. So when we talk about health maintenance, we have to talk about different points which Ayurveda has given in detail. For example, dinacharya, rutucharya, ratricharya, etc., which has not been mentioned in any other sciences, which help us to talk about maintenance of health in detail. AYUSH department, which was established, gives you in detail how to represent a healthy way of living, and which was established on the concepts of prevention of disease and promotion of health. The diversity, compatibility, and acceptability and affordability of the Ayurvedic medicines are the plus points of AYUSH department. We have to get back to our roots and bring back the cultural renaissance through AYUSH. This is what I feel strongly, because though the modern contemporary medicines have gone ahead on a lot of other factors, we need to bring back our roots and establish that yes, we have a lot to talk about, which can change the mindsets of people and which can help us to go ahead in life. Lifestyles have changed, leading to a number of diseases, and AYUSH has an answer to combat such disorders. The mission and vision of Ayush is very well known to all of us. This is when the Ayush scheme was launched, and the purpose of it is explained in the slides below. The slogan of Ayush has been Swachhata Anmol hai, Bejod hai, Swachh rahenge to swasth rahenge. We all know when the Ayush mission was launched and who introduced the Ayush scheme. So I'm not going in much details about it. Now coming to the Trayopastambha in which are mentioned in Ayurveda. Trayopastambha come as the three supporting or the main pillars of Ayurveda, and they consist of Ahar, Nidra, and Brahmacharya. Ahar not only nourishes the mind and body, but is very important right from the basics. Ayurveda talks about Ahar in such details that it has mentioned Ahar in terms of how we celebrate our festivals as well. And Ahar has been made a part of rituals, whether it is in terms of the Rutucharya or in terms of Dinacharya or in terms of maintaining of health. Of course, Nidra is very important because it soothes the mind and the sensory and motor apparatus of the body. When we are talking about Brahmacharya, we are not talking just about staying celibate, but we are talking about a regular sexual conduct, which has to be done in measures such that we can remain healthy. The Dinacharya activities which have been mentioned are as given below. Now, if you see all these activities, let us ponder on some of them and not all of them. If you look at Brahma Murti Jagran or Brahma Murti Uttishte as mentioned in the text, what is this Brahma Murti? Brahma Murti is getting up early in the morning. Now, early in the morning today itself has changed. There were times when we were talking about 4 o'clock in the morning. Today, getting up at 8 o'clock also becomes cumbersome for a lot of our patients. So, how do we explain its importance to us? We have to explain it to them that if they don't get up at the right time, then their lifestyle will be changed, and that itself will be the reason for many diseases. And therefore, we have to explain to them that yes, if they get up at that time, automatically they will get to the second activity of what we have to do in the morning, that is Malotsarga, and that will become very safe and intricate, as at that right time defecating the stools will become very easily for them. So if one activity is hampered, the other activity will automatically get hampered, and that will lead to all other activities getting hampered as well. So that explains to us what is the importance of one main activity itself. Similarly, all the other activities which are mentioned below become of very important as well. Next, when we talk about the Ratri Charya, the acharyas emphasize how very important it is, and how sleep, if it is not had in the right quantity and at the right time, could disturb our whole system. Therefore, it is very important that we indulge in good quality of sleep, and at least 7 hours of sleep, and sleep at the right time and get up at the right time. Because if we do so, then our body will be out of anxiety, and we will be having no fear of any illness as well. Now the next charya that becomes important is that of Ritucharya. And if you see that Ayurveda maintains a lot, mentions a lot about Ritucharya and how it is to be mentioned. They have given in detail about what should be done in which Ritu as well, and how we should be following certain things in certain Ritus. Whether it comes to diet or whether it comes to celebrating festivals, and how they are associated also becomes very important. For example, right now you will see that we are in the Vasant Ritu, and we will get a lot of diseases with regard to cold. And right now also in our clinics, we will see such patients coming. And therefore, in such a season, we have been advised to have Kalp of Nimba. The reason behind it is to help the cough villain to take place. According to this Ritu, also, we have been told to do certain Panchakarma procedures. For example, in the Vasant Ritu, which we are having right now, we should be undergoing, or we should be passing through the Vaman Karma. And doing Vaman in this Ritu becomes of utmost importance, not just for maintenance of health, but also in those sick people who are having diseases with regard to such dosh dusha prominence. They also will get afflicted of their diseases if we do that at the right time. Hence, the importance of Rutucharya. I have tried to collect some references, and these are the references which have been told how we could do in terms of the Shishir Ritu. Because that's the Ritu which we will be passing through, and what diet we should be following, what lifestyle should be followed, etc. The Panchakarma which has to be done in these Ritus also has been mentioned. For example, our predominance of Virechan and Raktmokshan should be done in the Sharad Ritu. Vaman, as I already mentioned, should be performed in the Vasant Ritu. In Shishir Ritu, we should be undergoing Abhyang, Utsadan, Murdana Tel, Swedan, etc. In Varsha Ritu, the Bastis should be done. Whereas in Hemant Ritu, Abhyang, Utsadan, Murdana and Swedan should be performed. And in the Grishma Ritu, you should be undergoing procedures like Abhyang with medicated oils which having cooling properties. Or you can undergo Shirodhara and Netradhara. Now, if you look at Ayurveda, one of the very important things which have been mentioned is about Prakriti. And in not only the Sharirik Prakriti, which is mentioned of 7 types, according to the Vataj, Pittaj, Kafaj, etc. We are also having a very important Prakriti in terms of the Manas Prakriti, the Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic Prakriti. And this Prakriti has a very important and clear role which has been mentioned. And that will be very important as when we are looking at the treatment of diseases as well. Next, when we come to the treatment of diseases, we need to understand that Nidan Parivarjan is also very important. And what is this Nidan Parivarjan? Nidan Parivarjan is about keeping those factors away from having a disease, which itself will lead to the problem formation. And therefore, keeping away from the Hetu becomes a very, very important point to be noted and to be treated. Next thing that we need to ponder upon is the importance of Ahar. And in the importance of Ahar, the Ashtahar Vidhi Visheshayatan have been mentioned, and a lot of importance has been given to all of them. For example, the Prakriti of the Ahar, the Karan, the Sayog, Rashi, Desha, Kal, Upyog Savsta, and the Upyogta. In all these, all the 8 factors have a very, very, very important role to play, and each of them have to be taken care of in a very, very important way. Next, how do we maintain health has been mentioned in the terms of Rasayan Chikitsa, the definition of which has been given. And if you look at the Rasayan, we have been told about Rasayan in terms of maintenance of health and also after the disease as well. For example, when it comes to the Rasayan, various Vatatapik Rasayan have been mentioned, and also Kuti Praveshik Rasayan have been mentioned. Nemitic Rasayan have been also mentioned. And in today's era, it is very difficult for individuals to undergo the Kuti Praveshik type of Rasayan, but Vatatapik Rasayan can be practiced more in your routine life. Next, if we look at the Naimitic type of Rasayan, it has been mentioned that they are specific to specific diseases and which will improve the vitality of the individual towards the specific diseases. Example which we can give you are in Netra Rog, we have been advised to give Trifala, Jyotishmati, Pandu. We have been advised to use Mandur Basma. In Jwar Adhyaya Ashtanga Hridaya Chikitsa, various other rasayan have been mentioned in various type of jwaras. For example, in Satat Jwara, Triphala rasayan has been mentioned. In Anyadyushak, Patya rasayan has been mentioned. In Trutyak, Guduchi rasayan has been mentioned. In Chaturtak, Pipali rasayan has been mentioned. And Sagud Ballatak has been mentioned as Sarva Deho Apekshaha. Next, if you look at the rasayan which have been mentioned, also we have been mentioned, there has been mention of rasayan in various other diseases as well. Now, rasayan has not been kept up to your treatment procedures as well, but various achar rasayan have been mentioned which are very unique to Ayurveda. And this talks about the specific code of conduct in terms of lifestyle and behavior. And this will ensure that if followed, will rejuvenate not only the body, but also the mind as well. And these are some of the factors which have been mentioned, which should be taken care of when you are looking at in terms of maintenance of health. So this will help you in maintaining good health physically and mentally as well. Next, various Vajikaran yogas have been mentioned. Before I come to the Vajikaran yogas, also, if you look at various festivals that we follow today, there have been a link in that as well. Also, when we talk about certain food articles, Nitya Sevaniya drugs, which have been mentioned, like Shashtikshali, Mudgayush, Sandav, Java, Godum, Amlaki, all these can be taken up as the food articles which can be taken on a day-to-day basis, and which will be helping in promotion of life and which will not cause any disease. They have also mentioned certain other things which will, if taken on a daily basis, will worsen your health. For example, salt, pipali, if you take it in excess, will lead to life being going astray. The char, which has also been mentioned, is very commonly used in our diets today in front of when we consume the street food, which includes a lot of Chinese food. Now, invariably, we consume a lot of Ajinomoto, which is the char which has been mentioned in the texts. So a request that if you want to maintain your health and not create disease, that these things should be specifically not consumed in your diet. Next, coming to the point of Vajikarana, though it is looked up as a branch of Ayurveda which looks at sexual potentification, Vajikaran not only looks at sexual potentification, but it also looks at the part of nutrition of tissues and OJ. The main concept here is about the OJ part of it. If we are able to get OJ concept clarified, then we will help in also understanding how Vajikaran becomes important in attaining longevity of life as well. Now, if you look at today's era, Janapada is creating a havoc today with COVID-19 all around us. And Ayurveda mentions a lot of factors which are responsible for it. And if we look at today's era and COVID-19, Ayurveda has had a lot to contribute. And the most important has been in the treatments which have been done to such patients, and this becomes a very time-tested formulation which we have been using through the centuries. So with this, I can conclude that Ayurveda has a lot to contribute in terms of maintenance of health. Due to paucity of time, I have been able to only ponder on certain issues. And with this, I would like to say thank you to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Basil. You have covered all Ayurveda. Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Please do join whenever you have time and topic of your choice. Please do join.
Surely, sir. Surely. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I would like to welcome Mohsin Sahib. Welcome, Mohsin Sahib. Welcome.
Thank you.
I would like to welcome Nafis Banoji. Namaskar. Madam Swagatam.
Hello, good evening, all of you.
No, good evening.
I'm thankful to the organizers for inviting me to give a brief talk. I will give a very brief talk because I think we'll have to conclude within 8. And that we have, I think, another speaker. And most of my talk has been covered by, I think still we are having his screen, Dr. Basil's screen we are having. I'm still having it. Yeah, now I'll share my screen.
Mohsin Saib, namaskar.
नमस्कार
Namaskar, Swagatam. आज का Happy Unani Day. Happy Unani Day to all.
Thank you.
Today's
I
webinar
think-
is due to you only.
My screen is visible, sir.
No,
Hello.
madam. No,
Not
madam.
yet.
Sharma sir,
Okay.
I'm audible.
कौन बोल रहे हैं?
Dr. Azhar.
Namaskar. Yes, you are audible, doctor.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome, doctor. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Let me try sharing. Yes.
I don't think any problem should be there. I have made you co-host. Yes.
Yes. Now it's okay.
Yes, you can go for slideshow.
Yeah. Yes. I think most of my part has been described by Dr. Basil because Ayurveda and Unani, most of the things, they are similar in our system. I will be talking only about the preventive part. I will not go into any treatment part. A brief description about Unani system. The Unani system comprises of the Greek, the Romans, the Arabs, everything combined, and even more, the Egyptian, the Babylonians, the Mesopotamians, even some of the Indian system has been combined. And what we have to do is not exactly Unani. It is a combination of all the pathies existing at that time. So we have even Ayurveda, not as such, but we have these concepts, and medicines also are included in the Unani system. What exactly is today's allopathic system? It is the transition phase, like Greek developing into Roman, then the developments changing into Arab, and then finally the Western medicine. What is exactly changed is nothing but the technology. The things, the older things were outdated, but we are practicing it as such. And I don't say anything is outdated because we do practice, because the patient has not changed. The composition of the patient has not changed. The persons are not changed. So this system of medicine is very precise, and even I can say I really believe in all the principles, and given a time, I can prove the humoral theory, I can prove the everything, whatever has been said by the physicians or the great Hakims, I can call them, or the great persons of the past. So we cannot just neglect those theories which were given by the persons of the past. Now, the Unani system of medicine, this depends on the 7 natural factors. These are nothing but what our body is made up of. And of these, the first 3, the elements, the properties, and the humus or the body fluids. These 3 are the ones which are responsible for making up the body, the organs, the organ systems. So any change in the environment, any change in the diet or anything, it's going to just change the body fluids, the composition of the body. If the composition of the body is changed, definitely we will be having disease. So my talk will be only according, or it will be only surrounding the prevention of disease. I will not go into any part of the treatment. I will not just touch it. So here, this is the 7 basic principles, or the very fundamental principles of Unani system of medicine. And this very well coincides with Ayurveda, as earlier said by Dr. Basil. So I will go, see here we have 3 very important things. One is aklat, that is the body fluids. One is mizaj, and that is the temperament of the body or the behavior, I can say. And one is the element. So these three are the building materials of the body. Elements are important. These are nothing but, we cannot say they are four elements. They are four states of matter. Earth coincides with solids. Water coincides with liquids in the body. Then air coincides with the gases in the body. And the fire element coincides with the energy, the ATPs in fact. So all these are nothing but four states of matter in the body. So how can I just neglect this? I don't think so. So we have to take this into consideration. Now, when these four elements combine, say when these four states of matter, they combine, they form certain body fluids in our body, like gases and everything. Now, if I talk about heart, whatever is required for the heart, that will make the heart. Whatever humor is required, in what composition, in what quantity, in what quality. So when a heart is made accordingly, what is required, so then what is going to be the behavior of the heart, that will be the mizaj. So if I talk it as a whole, a person is made of heart, liver, brain, and everything. And there is another, the cell tissue, and everything is being made of the body. So ultimately, if I talk about elements, mizaj and aklat, or the body fluids, the body behavior. So overall, if I'm talking, I'm saying my body is made up of cell tissue and organ systems. So that is exactly what? That is my genotype. If I say mizaj is my behavior, that is my phenotype. So my genotype and my phenotype. So what is going to have effect on these? This is the actual mizaj or the behavior. Overall, in the complete world, the whole world, we have four basic types of temperament or four basic types of personalities. Even this is a very recent topic, and this has been considered in the psychological disorders, or we can say the neurological disorders. This is very important for the psychologists today. This very important slide. And then because they consider the humoral theory or the humors as the basic cause for the psychological disorders today. So this is very important. Now this is what I have said recently. The four humors theory, this relates to the psychological disorders today. So I cannot ignore the body fluids theory or the humoral theory of Hippocrates. I have to do research. I have to go further into it to for the causing of diseases. Now, this is what, because I said earlier, I will be talking only about the preventive aspects of disease. So Hippocrates has already said, you are what you eat. That means whatever I am eating, that is going to make my body fluids. You are what you breathe. So whatever I am taking, if it is a polluted air, I am going to have respiratory diseases. Whatever I am drinking, if I am drinking a good water, or my fluid level or my whatever I am taking inside is healthy, I'll be healthy. Then coming to next is whatever sunshine I'm going to have. What is the weather and the landscape of my locality. So all these things are going to take note of my health. My health or my disease depends on all this. This has been said by Hippocrates. He was the father of medicine of all the pathies or all the systems of medicine existing at that time. So if we have to talk about preventing diseases in the Unani system of medicine, we have to consider all these. These are the basics in prevention of disease and maintenance of health. As Dr. Basil has already described, now I'll talk about, see here, one thing is the fresh air. This is very important for my health or preventing disease. The second is the food and drink. What am I drinking and what am I eating? The third is the physical movements and rest. how much I am working, or if it is a sedentary lifestyle. So this is again, then the mental movements, and this actually corresponds to my mental stress or my level of brain working of the brain, whether my mental am I taking rest, or am I always working, or am I under any stress? The next is the sleep and wakefulness. How much sleep is required? What time I should get up? Whether the time, like if I have to sleep in the night, I'm sleeping in the night. I have to be awake in the morning, or I have to be awake in the daytime, whether I'm awake or not. And then finally, this is very important, because if all these things are disturbed, say if I'm having a sedentary lifestyle, many things will be getting accumulated in my body. This is retention and evacuation. What has to be evacuated has to be evacuated. What has to be retained has to be retained. Most of the diseases currently, we call it lifestyle diseases, they are the accumulation diseases. Nowadays, we go for detoxification. Actually, what it is, we are having a sedentary lifestyle, and we are just accumulating everything in our body. So these 6 things, or the 6 essential factors, are very important for the health and preventing diseases in the body. Then now we have this, because if pollution, because now I'm just giving very brief of the air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution. We all know this very well, that most of the diseases are caused by this pollution. Then eating a healthy diet. This is a very brief I'm giving here, because taking into the time consideration, see what I have to drink, what I have to eat to keep myself healthy and my body fluids healthy finally, and then finally keeping my genotype healthy, because my genotype decides my behavior. And coming to this physical activity, this has to be moderate. I'm saying moderate, this has to be. And then the rules of healthy sleep, because this is currently all the psychological disorders are developed mostly by the sleep pattern of the current generation. And none of us bother about this. We take it into we just consider that sleeping by 12 is something very healthy, not as such healthy, that's modern as such. People think it is modern sleeping by 12. So I don't think this is healthy. Then now, this is very important, because most of us, we do not know, like even in the December months, we do have these watermelons available and even people eating it. How is it possible? Like, how can we think of people eating watermelons to be healthy in winter? Because that is actually cold. So if we are eating like such, we have so many things we do eat, because nowadays we have all the fruits, seasonal fruits available in the other seasons. Like the summer season fruits are available in winter, and winter season fruits are available. So how are we supposed to how can we think we'll be healthy if we eat the fruits which are not seasonal? So this is again very important. See here we have, see, one thing is very important in this, lemon is hot. And most of us, if you just say them, take lemons, they will say, no, 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 we cannot take lemon. We have cold and everything others. Now, see, taking this into consideration, this slide, because I keep this slide everywhere. Most of them people, they say, no, no, we cannot eat oranges. We cannot eat lemon in winter. And now see this, these two are hot fruits. So this has to be taken. Now, the next slide, this is very important. This is a reminder slide. I keep this most of the times, because positive health requires knowledge of man's primary constitution. Primary constitution is my body makeup. And then the powers of various foods. Each food has a power. It can change my genotype. We all know it very well. If I have been eating anything for a very long period, say now the generation today, if they have been eating burger, pizzas, for say cool drinks for 5 to 10 years, like we are seeing in the MNCs, don't you think their genotype will change? Definitely it will change, because the body fluids, then finally the genes and everything will change. So in a span of 5 to 10 years, they may develop certain diseases which were not expected in that age. So that's very important, the diet. Then now this is a slide regarding the doctor of the future will no longer treat, because now we have even nutrition therapies, the dietitians we have for every single disease, even the organ. For hepatic, we have dietitian. For heart, we have dietitian. For brain, we have dietitian. For each and every organ, we have dietitians now. So this was already decided, because, and even because we have gone like in a very, what we can say, haphazard lifestyle, we don't bother about our diet, we don't bother about our health. We are just, even myself, we do not know where we are going. We are keeping our health to one side and we are just not considering it. And this is my concluding slide, because I have taken it very fast. Medicine was conceived as a process of addition and subtraction. This is very important. What is deficient should be given, and what is in excess should be taken out from the body. And then see, tools available to the physician were diet, exercise, change of environment, and moderation of medication. And now here the very important thing, as Dr. Basil had said about Prakriti, we have Mizaj or the temperament. Each and every person in this world has a specific Mizaj or specific temperament which does not match with the members of the family itself. Each and every person. Say if we are 5 brothers and sisters, we may have a similar genotype, but the phenotype will be different. This phenotype is Mizaj. So each and every person, say like we had during the COVID times, we had one common protocol for all the COVID patients released by the government in the allopathic system or any system. Even in the Unani, we had specific kadhas and other things. Now they were all for like one protocol. Now we have different Mizaj patients. Now we had very different results. Some were fatal, some did not respond, some went into very other complications, and some were happy or some were like treated. So where is the difference? The patients were same, all were COVID-19 patients, but they gave different responses to the same protocol. Like what happens in our clinics, like if a patient, we have arthritis, we do not consider the Mizaj, we give the same very protocol for arthritis. So some patients, they come back, we do not have any relief. Some say, no, we had very good relief, it's better now. And some may say, I did not have anything, somewhat like that. So we do not consider this, though we have to consider. And then coming to the last point, which I have already described, the 6 essential factors have to be taken into account of, like when we advise or give any advice to the patient. That is very important. These are the references. And then finally, the last slide, because the person having a disease is important for me, not the disease. Say if a person comes with jaundice to me, I will not consider him as an hepatitis patient. I will first have to see his temperament or his Mizaj. What does it coincide with? Then finally, I'll give him a treatment for the jaundice. Or even considering his jaundice, I will give treatment for him as a whole. Because whatever I am giving, that should not be any dangerous effect or harmful effect for the other organs of the body. Because if I just consider the liver, that drug may be damaging to maybe brain, maybe heart, or maybe any other organ. So that is very important. So if I treat the person, maybe there are many other diseases which are not diagnosed by me, even they may get treated. So concluding my talk with my prayers for all the sick in the world, because this day is coinciding with the World Sick Day. Not coinciding, actually it is, but it is coinciding with the birth anniversary of Hakim Ajmal Khan Sahab, who was the greatest physician, I can say, of the medieval times. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. You have really energized and communicated Unani in very brief. Excellent, madam. Please do join. Please do join every day. This platform is yours. Really.
Thank you.
Excellent,
Thank you.
madam. You are knowledge, ocean of the knowledge. Excellent.
Thank you.
Mohsen
Thank you.
Saib, your comments.
Yes, it is a very good presentation on Mizaj. Basically, as we all know that Unani concept is the treatment is based on misaj. A person will react of different misaj will react differently. If Nafis Banuji had said that giving one in COVID, one person had some reaction, the other had some action, the third had. This is all because of misaj. So that is why it is very important to first diagnose what the patient's misaj is. Thank you.
Like our Prakriti. Life is same, all human beings are same, so treatment pathies are also same. But the nomenclature is different and the tradition is different.
True,
Thank you.
true.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Mohsin Sahib. I welcome all Unani experts on the platform, but kindly excuse me for 15 minutes because one is speaker from Ayurveda, so it will be refreshing for you on behalf of Ayurveda. So I would like to now request Dr. Vasudha Asutkar from Maharashtra. Welcome, Doctor. She is from Bharati Vidyapeeth, deemed to be University, College of Ayurveda, Pune. Welcome, Dr. Vasudha.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. First of all, I would like to express my sincere thanks to the Independent Research Ethics Society and AYUSH Samriddhi, and especially Dr. Pawan Kumar Sharma sir for considering me and inviting me to express my thoughts about preventing sickness through AYUSH. Today, my role will be to explore the foundation offered by AYUSH systems for prevention of sickness. Sir, is my screen visible?
Yes, you can go for slideshow. Yes.
Is it visible, sir?
Yes, yes, excellent.
Okay. So good evening once again. Talking about preventing sickness through AYUSH. For that, first of all, what are the AYUSH systems? As on slide, you can see the Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, Homeopathy, Sovarikva. So what these systems actually have, they are based on definite medical philosophies. That is about the medical philosophies of all these systems are very definite, precise, and they represent a way of healthy living. And they are basically having established concepts on prevention of diseases and promotion of health. So what is about health? The World Health Organization has given the definition of health in this form, that a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease, is called as health. As per Ayurveda, also, sir, my screen is not properly visible on my screen.
No, it is clearly visible. Don't worry. It is clearly visible.
Sir, can I just skip the...
As you please.
Just a minute, sir.
Now also your PowerPoint is visible.
Yes, sir. I am not able to visualize my PowerPoint presentation on my screen.
At present also?
No, sir, it is visible, but the screen is having half of involvement due to the participants' videos. That's why. So can you just guide me how I can avoid this?
No. If you will go for slideshow, then definitely it will be. Yes, go for slideshow. Yes. The line of participant will always be there.
And you can minimize it.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is minimized now. Thanks a lot, sir. So as per Ayurveda, the definition of health is quoted such that when the digestive capacity and humors, the digestive capacity, that is Agni, the humors, tissues and waste, that is Dosha Dhatu Malas, are constantly in the state of functional equilibrium, and even the soul, body and mind are happy, then the health is maintained. So from this, we can understand that the importance is given to digestive capacity, the humors of body as well as mind, and the tissues in relation to health maintenance is clearly visible. Now, let us see a comparative understanding of AYUSH systems in this context. The all the Ayush systems are having a strong philosophical and conceptual strong framework. As it is rightly stated just now by Dr. Pavan Kumar Sharma sir, that these systems are rooted in their traditional theories. They are very similar to each other, but just a little difference is regarding the nomenclature. So here I'm expressing my sincere understanding about the similarity in conceptual foundation amongst the Ayush systems, and particularly in comparison to Ayurveda. So I would request to forgive me for any understatement or overstatement if I do right now. So let us see about the philosophical and conceptual foundation of Ayurveda. Here, a few are quoted by me. The philosophical principles of Ayurveda include the Panchamahabhut theory, that is the 5 gross elements theory, Lok Purush Samya theory, that is the theory of common origin of universe and man, the Samanya Vishesh theory, that is similarity and dissimilarity, and Sarva Vyadhi Nidan concept, that is focusing on avoiding of cause, Nidan Parivarjan, and Sarva Vyadhi Nidan, that is the cause of disease. The conceptual principles include the Tridosha theory, that is the 3 humors, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. The Manodosha, that is the 3 psychological humors, Sattva, Raja, Tama, are given importance in Ayurveda. The Saptadhatu, 7 tissue elements. The Prakriti, that is individual constitution or body type, and the digestive capacity. These conceptual principles play a very vital role in Ayurveda fundamentals. So just exploring in short, Panchamahabhut Siddhanta, it tells about the Prithvi, Apa, Teja, Vayu, Akash, and the human body with all its components and the components of universe are made up of these 5 elements as stated by Ayurveda. The Lok Purush Samya Siddhanta states that the activities in the universe, such as giving, taking, and movement, as are performed by the sun, moon, and air, similarly, the activities in human body are similarly, respectively, performed by Pitta, Kapha, and Vata dosha. From here, it arises the theory of Tridosha on the basis of Lok Purush Samya Siddhanta, where the Tridosha, these are the Sharira dosha related to physics, and they are Vata, which is responsible for movement, Pitta, digestive fire, and Kapha, the structural, for the structure and lubrication purpose. What these Tridoshas are important, for what purpose? That these they are the main forces in our body which regulate all functions of our body, with construction, maintenance, disintegration. Most important part is that the equilibrium, healthy state of human body depends on the equilibrium of this tridosha, and imbalance of this tridosha leads to diseases. These doshas have tendency to vitiate or spoil. Whom do they spoil? They spoil the dushyas. These are the dushyas, which are saptadhatus, that is 7 tissues, and 3 malas. As on slide, the names of saptadushyas are visible. The body is composed of organs and organ systems, mahasrotas, which is called as mahasrotas in Ayurveda, whose foundation is of these saptadhatus or 7 tissues, and they play a vital role in structure and functional maintenance of our body. Likewise, the manodoshas are given maximum importance in Ayurveda, and they are the sattva, raja, and tama. Here, the sattva, raja, tama, with their functions, it is as on slide. The functions I would like to quote of mana, that is thinking, consideration, speculation, concentration, control of senses, determination, etc. All these needs to be balanced through a moral code of conduct, which is called as sadrutta. So Ayurveda respects the concept of sadrutta, that is moral code of conduct, at its maximum. So in this way, we'll move on to the next system, that is yoga. I will just move fast because I will give the introductory comparison of Ayush systems. I have explorative slides, but I'll just move fast. So yoga is a science of mind, and it follows Ayurveda philosophy and concepts at maximum. The main aim of yoga is moksha, that is liberation, and through a healthy body and healthy mind, it tries to achieve it, the liberation. Thus, the ideal conduct, which is sadrutta, is to be played for this ideally for this healthy state of mind as well as body. So the concept of sadrutta, which is shared by Ayurveda, is also shared by yoga. Similarly, also yoga science helps to maintain health by focusing on preventive lifestyle practices. So this is also agreed upon by Ayurveda. Yoga has proven to be very beneficial for rejuvenating all systems of the body and preventing sickness. About the Siddha system, I'm briefing the conceptual principles, which is similar to Ayurveda. The Panchamahabhuta, 5 primordial elements, are agreed upon by Siddha also. Likewise, the 3 dosham, Vatam, Pittam, Kafam, the 3 gunam, Sattva, Rajo, and Tamo, and the 7 elements. The only difference is that the nomenclature is little bit different than Ayurveda, as it is visible on slide. The 7 elements are called as Saram, Chinir, On, etc. While in Ayurveda, it is called as Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Meda in this way. Arivu is one of the principle of Siddha, which tells about wisdom of self-realization, which is similar to concept of Sadrutta in Ayurveda. The Annapinda Tattvam concept and Trimandalam concept is similar to the Lokpurush Siddhanta in Ayurveda. The 5 avasthas of consciousness, they are compared to the Upastamba concept in Ayurveda. The nomenclature, as on slide you can see, it is a bit different. I have tried to understand it in comparison to the concepts of Ayurveda. The 5 ashram, which are similar to the Srotas theory in Ayurveda, and the 6 Adharam, they are similar to the Yoga Chakra concept. Coming to the Unani system, the Unani system is already explored by respected madam in the previous session. So I'll just tell about the comparative understanding. The Al-Arkan, the Umore Tabiya concept, which tells about the 7 natural components or essential factors for existence of human body. They have Al-Arkan concept, which is similar to the Panchamahabhut theory of Ayurveda, but here they are considered to be 4. The Al-Akhlat concept, it tells about the humors. Instead of 3 as in Ayurveda, here they are considered as 4. The concept of Al-Mizaz, that is temperament, is similar to the concept of Prakriti. The Al-Arvaha concept, which is similar to the Atma Tattva in Ayurveda. Another Kaifiyat concept, which are the binary qualities, it is a fundamental hypothesis similar to the Samanya Vishesh Siddhanta in Ayurveda. The concept of Asbabe Satya Zaruriya, it is similar to following concepts of Ayurveda such as importance of Vata, causes of disease in the form of food, physical mental activities, that is Ahar, Vihar and Manas Hetu, sleep, that is Nidra, controllable and uncontrollable urges, that is Adharaniya and Dharaniya Vegas. So this is my understanding about the comparison between concepts of Ayurveda and Unani. Then it is the Sovarikpa system. Here, the philosophical and conceptual concepts of Sovarikpa and Ayurveda are very much similar in terms of 5 elements, 3 principal energies, the 7 bodily constituents, the 3 excretions, which are similar to the Panchamahabhut, Tridosha, Saptadhatu, Trimala, and the mental poisons, that is the Manodosha. So this similarity is only in the terms of nomenclature. Important thing is that astrology plays important role in Sovarikpa, and also according to Sovarikpa, imbalance in 3 principal energies and 5 elements gives rise to diseases or sickness, which is very much similar to the concept of Ayurveda. So it is evident from previous slides that there is similarity in the conceptual framework. And thus we can assume that approach towards sickness prevention can be assumed to be nearly analogous. So on this basis, the conceptual foundation similarity can be compared with the concepts of Ayurveda. How the concepts of Ayurveda tells about sickness prevention will be analogously similar to the other Ayush systems. Let us see how Ayurveda explores the key of health maintenance and sickness prevention. So from these points, from the following points, I'm going to explore it. What makes a person sick? How to be away from sickness? What are the concepts in Ayurveda that can precipitate and also prevent sickness? What ideally is to be known about these concepts, and how is it logical? So let us see these points. So what makes a person sick? The disequilibrium or disbalance of the physical and mental humors is responsible, according to Ayurveda, to precipitate sickness. And the disturbance, this causes disturbance in the harmony between the humors and the, that is doshas, and the saptadhatus, that is 7 tissues. So dosha dhatu disequilibrium or dosha dhatu vaishamya, according to Ayurveda, is the main responsible or culprit factor for causing or precipitating sickness. How this imbalance occurs? It is caused due to the unalertfulness of a human and ignorance towards few rules of practicing our regimen for leading life. So how to be away from sickness? So a person can keep himself away from sickness by always striving for correct indulgence in all the activities carried by him to lead life. And it is recommended in Ayurveda by Acharya Vagbhata in following sutra, where Acharya states that a person's sharir dosha will be in the balanced state if by indulging daily in ideal and healthy foods and activities, by discriminating good and bad of everything for oneself and acting wisely, and not getting attached too much to the objects of senses. And for maintaining the manodosha, the person should develop habits such as data, that is a habit of charity, samaha, of considering all as equal, satyapara, that is of truthfulness, kshamavan, that is of pardoning, and aptopasevi, that is keeping company of good persons only. So these are some moral principles on the physical as well as mental level, which are to be practiced in today's era, and they are missing, and they should be emphasized to prevent sickness as per Ayurveda concepts. The verse that we have seen in previous slide, it is found to be integration of ideal regimens regarding food consumption, physical activities, and mental activities. So what is ideal regimen? The ideal regimen, a regimen will be called as ideal when it keeps the balance of both the physical and mental humors. And what makes this regimen to be ideal? It will be on the basis of understanding a few rules of practicing it. So if we understand the few rules of practicing the some regimens that are emphasized in Ayurveda, then only the regimen can be considered as ideal. And how would we know that idealness lies in something? So what are the concepts in which the idealness of regimen lies in? So it lies in following concepts. By understanding how the dosha dhatu vaishamya occurs in our body, by understanding how the dosha dhatu imbalance occurs in our body, this understanding will make the person understand that his regimen is ideal or not, and taking timely care of that vaishamya will be through the means of that regimen. For that, one must understand a few principles in Ayurveda. Specifically, they are the Samanya Vishesh Siddhanta, theory of similarity and dissimilarity, Sarva Vyadhi Nidan concept, theory of all causes of diseases, and concept of Kriya Kal, that is opportunities offered by nature to correct the dosha imbalance. So what does theory of Samanya Vishesh Siddhanta tells? The theory tells that every time, at every place, and for
Time.
everything, the similarity of
Dr.
external
Vasudha,
substance with the...
time-
Yes, sir.
time constraint. Please sum up in 5 minutes. Time is there. Excellent presentation.
Okay, sir. I'll just move on. I just want to emphasize that these are the principles in Ayurveda which tells or which leads the idealness of a regimen. So through Samanya Vishesh Siddhanta, what is going to happen? If we will have the knowledge of similarity and dissimilarity, we will purposefully add on the eatables and activities for increasing the bodily factors if they are found to be lessened in our body, and or restrict them to increase the bodily factors if they are found to be raised in our body. Thus, re-establishing of the dosha dhatu harmony will be achieved. Second is the Sarva Vyadhi Nidan concept, which tells that the Hina Mithya or Ati Yog is responsible for Roga Karan. What does it mean? That less involvement, over involvement, or inappropriate involvement of a human body or mind with the season, sense organs, or actions is going to cause a vyadhi or sickness in a person's body, and only the correct involvement in the above factors is going to cause the dosha dhatu equilibrium, and the sickness will be prevented. So thus, if one is able to acknowledge the less, more, and wrong ways of involvement with seasons, sense organs, and actions, he'll surely take efforts to act in a way which can be actually called as the samyak yoga, that is correct involvement, and the sickness can be prevented. The last concept is the concept of Kriya Kal. So a Kriya Kal concept in Ayurveda actually gives an idea regarding successive stages of manifestation of disease in body when the cause continues to attack the body. This is as per Acharya Sushruta. But actually, we can consider it as the successive stages of expression of dosha effect on the dhatus. And if the cause is not corrected within time, where the Kriya is activity or efforts taken for correction, and Kal is the timely opportunity for correction. Why we are considering this concept here? Because in our body, the cause of sickness is continuously contributed through our daily actions of eating, drinking, and performing daily activities in a wrong way. And thus the correct execution of regimen will prove as an opportunity offered to us by nature. And it has the capability to treat the dosha dhatu imbalance and contributed by regular activities in one's routine. And in this way, the sickness can be prevented. So with this foundation of similarity and difference, correct indulgence technique and kriya kal, one will get acquainted with the importance of correct and wrong ways of executing a regimen, and will know the need to respect its possible effects. And due to this, a person will each time aim for the samyak yog, correct indulgence of karma, that are the actions in the daily regimen that are performed, and every activity in the regimen thus correctly executed will serve as the kal, that is opportunity to reverse the disequilibrium of dosha and keep them in tune with the dhatus, and thus a guaranteed success to achieve the regimen's utility in the form of sickness prevention can be achieved. And hence we can call a regimen thus performed as an ideal regimen. Actually, I'll just sum up with this slide. My presentation is a bit explorative with little bit examples of application of those concepts that I have just covered. But still,
mesmerizing, Dr. Basudha. You have done really hard work. Excellent, excellent. And this is learning for everybody, not for me only. But I hope this is learning for me. We would like to invite you again on this platform with whole 1 hour. 1 hour given to you. Though our time is 15 minutes for each, 10 to 15 minutes. But really it is mesmerizing. I would
Thanks
like
a
to
lot.
request you also and Madam Nafis Bano also. Only 2 speakers will be there in that webinar for Ayush. Really excellent. Excellent, madam. Only 2 speakers. 1 hour for both of you. This is my humble request. In the
Thanks
end
a
of
lot.
month, we will plan you after discussing dates with you. Really excellent. Naman. I means
Thanks a lot, sir.
there is no discrimination between generations. We are learning from young generation, no doubt. How beautifully you have correlated and compared these all systems. Really, it is of learning. Very great, very good. And
Thank
Madam
you, sir.
Nafis Banoji has also explained Unani in very easy language, understandable for all. Excellent, madam. One day, one webinar for only both of you speakers.
Yes,
One
sir.
hour for both. This is my humble request.
Thank you, sir.
So, thank you very much. Thank you. I would like to request Professor V.K. Agnihotri ji. Professor V.K. Agnihotri ji, pranam.
Thank you,
To
sir. Namaskar.
sum up the session, this session. But this was excellent scientific session, sir. And now we are going in next webinar. We are going to celebrate Unani Day. This platform will be of all Unani experts as they please. Welcome, sir.
In this very webinar, having its number, we celebrated just the special message conveyed by our father, Augustine Justin, sir, that combat sickness by Ayush. Under this topic, he talked about the be merciful to the sick. This is the basic concept, basic message which has been conveyed by him. And he also talked about that if we do not love brothers and sisters created by God, we cannot love God. This is a great message, and that also carries that we are supposed to consider them, be merciful to them, irrespective of their health or illness. Even when they are healthy, they should also be equally considered as a family member of world. Then comes our next speakers who poured the fullest knowledge, and really, as the word used by mesmerizing, that happened. And now we are in position to say that our webinars advanced booking is running. So please save time, date, topic, and also minutes. If you require that I will talk continue for 40 minutes, 45 minutes, we will manage. So this will be at your convenience, because you opened all the confusion in our mind regarding the other patches. So Dr. Nafisa Banuji and Dr. Vasandaji, you made such things possible to understand by we senior persons. This is very important. We cannot be a student in any institute and college, but by your mouth we can learn a lot. So I mean, Professor Pawan Sharma ji will love to hear from you in coming days, and so we are. So our IRES platform is always waiting for your knowledge, and pouring of knowledge is always good for each and every person who is really interested